Dzień dobry w odcinku oglądania o samolotach. No, puszczę wam samoloty dzisiaj i to nie takie zwykłe samoloty, tylko to są takie, zobaczycie sami.
To October 24th, 2003, we had a commercial supersonic passenger plane called Concorde. Today, it takes 7 hours to fly from New York to London. On the Concorde, it took about 3 hours and 30 minutes, just under 3 hours if it was record time. A journey that would have taken the Titanic 137 hours had become just barely long enough to watch Titanic while crossing the Atlantic. The Concorde came to represent class, style, and the miracle of engineering. Here's a normal plane landing, and here's the Concorde landing. Which one are you looking at? With Concorde, we all looked up and pointed, and then in 2003, it stopped. We had commercial supersonic flight.
Dzień dobry. No to Oskar, czyli przedstaw twój kanał ogólnie.
Ale na czym?
Na YouTube.
Oskar Szymiecki HD.
No, warto wiedzieć. Pójdźmy dalej.
Today it takes 7 hours to fly from New York to London. On the
Trochę
Concorde, it took
za
about
bardzo
3
na tył
hours and 30 minutes. Just under 3
Yeah,
hours
I
if it
know.
was record time. A journey that would have taken the Titanic 137 hours had become just barely long enough to watch Titanic while crossing the Atlantic. The Concorde came to represent class, style, and the miracle of engineering. Here's a normal plane landing, and here's the Concorde landing. Which one are you looking at? With Concorde, we all looked up and pointed, and then in 2003, it stopped. We had commercial supersonic flight and just let it go. Why? Why did the Concorde become a museum exhibit? This is the Smithsonian's Concorde, and the curator who got it flew on it, too.
I did see, the color of the sky at 60,000 feet is this most gorgeous, deep, deep purple.
How did a breakthrough become a piece of memorabilia? The answer says something about how innovation really sticks, and it's complicated.
I've got a personal interest in the SST, and I'd like to tell you about it.
SST equals supersonic transport, any transportation that's faster than the speed of sound. It became a dream after Chuck Yeager broke the sound barrier in 1947, and a technological race in the 1950s and 1960s combined Cold War competition with a classic mid-century faith in engineering. Americans, Russians, and the British and French governments dumped hundreds of millions of dollars into supersonic R&D. Think rooms full of engineers in short sleeves and ties. The then Seattle-based Boeing won the American design contract in 1967. That's where a certain basketball team got its original name.
Win the day!
But development stopped after a 1971 funding cut. Russia's effort, the Tupolev Tu-144 flew, but it was grounded after an extraordinarily spotty record over just 55 flights. But there was a winner.
Concorde, the paper dart jetliner conceived jointly by Britain and France to shrink the world and cut air journey times in half.
From the beginning, Concorde was a marvel of design. It wasn't designed with computers, but through math and trial and error. They had to innovate constantly to make a supersonic passenger plane possible.
The airplane needed to be very long and narrow to go supersonically comfortably.
And the paint was twice as reflective as other jets, just to compensate for the heat from air friction.
Because you're traveling at Mach 2, twice the speed of sound, even though you're at 60,000 feet, the airframe would actually heat up dramatically. So I actually, touched the window. It wasn't warm, it was hot.
Fuel flowed around the plane during flight to adjust its center of gravity for takeoff, cruising, and landing.
So these pumps are working the whole flight, but you can't tell.
But it was the beautiful wing that distinguished the Concorde for its greatest fans.
It's a delta wing, but it's called a delta wing because of its unique shape.
Delta because it was triangular, like the Greek delta, ogival to reference its curve. The delta wing helped the Concorde get lift at takeoff and limit drag while in flight. The rest of the plane compensated.
The one compromise in it, it required the aircraft to have a very high angle of attack on takeoff and landing.
Since pilots couldn't see out of the plane because of angled landing, engineers put together a solution.
The Concorde featured a droop snoot.
Droop Snoot,
Yeah, the snoot would droop.
the Snoot drooped.
The reason being that it was a delta wing design and it had a very high angle of attack on landing. So in order to see, they were able to lower the
To
nose.
były najszybsze samoloty na
It
świecie.
flew at Mach 2, more than
Ogólnie
1,300
do
miles an hour.
Francji z
Faster
Antarktyki
than
by się
the
leciało
Earth's
4
spin.
godziny.
You
On
couldn't
pobił
tell. The only
rekord
way
do
you
pół
knew
godziny.
you're doing Mach 2 was
3,5
that they had a Mach meter up on the
Wiesz,
bulkhead.
ma taki silnik.
And everybody was
Wiecie,
focused on
ludziska,
that.
jeżeli ma taki dobry silnik, to
As soon
będzie
as it
tak
went Mach
szybko.
1, everybody break out into applause.
To minimize drag, it soared so high you could see the Earth's curve. The Concorde defined the glamour of high-speed flight.
Now, this is a very important part of the seven-piece wardrobe.
Dobra.
Washable dress that you wear in hot
Kończymy ludziska.
And it had the admiration of
Chyba.
celebrities like Sting.
Jeszcze
It's always exciting flying supersonic, and it's always exciting to get to New York before you've left.
It was a stratospheric cocktail party.
Góry
Normally people complain
luksusowe.
about how bad the airline food is. I will attest in this case, that was not true. This is one of the best meals I ever had. It worked beautifully. A normal French meal takes 2.5, 3 hours. Well, by the time dinner was over, we were here.
So, what went
Ty mi
wrong?
daś katar.
On July 25th, 2000, the Concorde punctured a tire during
Teraz
takeoff
tylko
for
czekaj na
Air
Katar.
France Flight
Dalej,
4590.
już mam.
113 people died. Though failure happened shortly after takeoff, it was due to a problem specific to Concorde tires.
Właśnie.
The plane was grounded until November of 2001. By that time, the September 11th attacks had already depressed the
Już się
industry.
nauczyłem.
But while both tragedies did affect Concorde, there are only a couple of pieces of the fundamental challenges for the plane. Noise levels on takeoff were
National
high,
Museum.
but massive supersonic booms had no comparison. In the 60s, the Air Force ran a test of sonic booms over Oklahoma City, and residents reported hundreds of damage.
Dobra, ludziska. Taki... Ja to takie głupoty oglądam nieważne.
Ej, ten samolot jeszcze lata. A wiesz czemu? Bo jest już British Airways.
No wiem. A to było Air France.
Tak, nie wiem, tylko nie tego trzecie z kartami. Cold as Ace? Co to było? Okej. A to no. No to jest fajne. Ludziska oglądacie.
What do you like to do in your spare time?
Pictures. Don't tell my mom that, please.
Here.
I said I'm going to
Kick his ass.
Przepraszam, zacznę następny odcinek. Pa pa.